last week we made a big stink about Blizzard.
Yes.
Which we should note is Activision Blizzard.
Yes. Well, the reason why we say Blizzard specifically is because they're the Blizzard division games.
Okay.
Hearthstone, and now we're going to talk about Overwatch.
Because AJ brought up a good point. He was like, why is Activision not getting any flack from this? Because they're the same company.
What was it? Recently, there was a lot of rumors going around that the Activision part of Activision Blizzard is starting to come down heavy on Blizzard because they hadn't put out a new game in a while. They don't put a lot of like stupid microtransactions and like pay to win, things like that.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
So like the Activision part like came down, like you got to start doing that stuff.
A company like Blizzard is they're gonna do gangbusters every like 4 years or so.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like when they were in a lull, to a company like Activision, they're like, guys, you got to pick it up. You know, just to make the numbers inflate.
Right.
You're not gonna have a Fortnite every year. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. Like it's been like 10 years or something between StarCraft and StarCraft 2, and now that's not going to happen anymore. We're going to get like StarCraft 3 real soon, then StarCraft 4, StarCraft 5.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Yeah. They had a big thing. I think yesterday they announced like a whole bunch of. No, that was Riot. That was Riot. Never mind. Yeah. All these friggin' MOBA nerd companies.
Well, Riot's an example of because they put out League of Legends 10 years ago, and that's it. And now they're just starting to put out other games.
And League of Legends on mobile.
Yeah, and console.
Crazy. They have we're talking about Riot now.
Yeah.
They have a first-person shooter coming out.
Yes.
They have
a fighting game.
A fighting game coming out, which looks ridiculous. Yeah. And they have an animated show coming out. I think they have an adventure game, but I don't know about that.
I think, that was another thing.
That's ridiculous. Again, and they're wholly owned by Tencent.
Really?
Riot, yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. Oh. I mean, you should double check me, but I read that in an article somewhere. So anyway, we talked about Blizzard last week because there was big controversy. There was a Hearthstone tournament in Taiwan.
Yes.
We had this same problem before. There was a Hearthstone tournament in Taiwan, and one of the guy who won said basically, what was it?
Free Hong Kong.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of exactly the because it's the tagline of the riots. It's not free Hong Kong is what it translates to us, but it's some like liberate
Hong Kong, revolution for our age.
Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And then he got his winnings revoked.
Mm-hmm.
He got banned from Hearthstone tournaments
for a year.
Well, was that the redaction?
No, that's the. Okay. So the initial punishment was suspended for a year, winnings redacted, and the two commentators also got suspended for a year.
Yes. I have this story backwards, but we'll talk about what Blizzard did first.
Yes.
So yeah, the commentators got suspended for not keeping him on track, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Blizzard came. My links are all messed up. Oh, okay, here it is. Blizzard made a statement. Do I need to read this whole thing? No, it's very long. It's stupid. They came and they released the statement really early in the morning on Friday.
Yeah.
Which is basically just to try to sweep it under the rug so it comes out. So everybody will forget about it by the end of the weekend.
Yeah. I'm
never going to forget about this because it paints them in a terrible light.
Yeah.
They said, regarding last weekend's Hearthstone Grandmasters tournament, they basically didn't apologize at all. They just kind of defended themselves.
Yeah.
And this is from... Oh, no, it just says Blizzard Entertainment. So it's not from a specific person there.
Oh, no. J. Allen Brack, president of Blizzard.
Oh, at the bottom?
At the very bottom, yeah.
Oh, okay. People are speculating whether or not this was written by a Chinese speaker. Because there's certain things that just don't line up.
Yeah.
So, like, that conspiracy's out there. I'm going to jump through parts of this article. Mm-hmm. They say stuff like, our core values still apply, and they broke some of those core values. And there's a lot of contradictions in this.
Yeah.
First, our official esports tournament broadcast was used as a platform for a winner of this event to share his views with the world. We interview competitors who are at the top of their craft to share how they feel. We want to experience that moment with them. Hearing their excitement is a powerful way to bring us together. Over the weekend, Blitzchung, who's the guy who won the tournament, used his segment to make a statement about the situation in Hong Kong in violation of rules he acknowledged and understood. And this is why we took action. Every voice matters, which is their what do you call it? What do they call that? Their value. That's one of their core values is every voice matters. So they put that after they said this guy's voice doesn't matter when he's on our live stream. Anyway, every voice matters. And we strongly encourage everyone in our community to share their viewpoints in the many places available to express themselves. However, the official broadcast needs to be about the tournament and to be a place where all are welcome. In support of that, we want to keep the official channels focused on the game. So every voice matters, Will.
Except when you're talking about the China-Hong Kong situation.
Well, every voice matters except on our live stream.
Yeah.
There, every voice does not matter.
Yeah.
Your voice doesn't matter on our live stream, but our company's motto is every voice matters. Yeah. Anyway, second, what is the role of shoutcasters for these broadcasts? We hire shoutcasters to amplify the excitement of the game. They elevate the watchability and help the esports viewing experience stay focused on the tournament and our amazing players. Third, where were our actions based on the content of the message?
Were our actions based on the content of the message?
I'm having a stroke.
Okay.
Part of thinking globally, leading responsibly, and every voice matters, those are their core values. They're really thinking globally, Will.
Oh, yeah.
They're thinking about the other side of the world. Is recognizing that we have players and fans in almost every country in the world. Our goal is to help players connect in areas of commonality, like their passion for our games, and create a sense of shared community. The specific views expressed by Blitzchung were not a factor in the decision we made. How is that possible?
That is not possible.
I want to be clear. Our relationship in China had no influence on this decision. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
We have these rules to keep the focus on the game and on the tournament to the benefit of a global audience. And that was the only consideration in the actions we took. If this had been the opposing viewpoint delivered in the same divisive and deliberate way, we would have felt and acted the same. How is that possible?
I don't see many people coming out and saying like, yeah, Hong Kong should just let China steamroll over them. But I feel like if somebody did, like nothing would happen.
Well, the actress from Mulan?
Yes.
The lead actress from Mulan did come out and say she was in support of the Chinese government, and she got steamrolled for it.
Well, Disney didn't fire her for it.
No, they're not going to because they want that Chinese market.
Yeah.
Well, also, apparently, there's something about how like Hollywood, like the Hollywood of China, like these actresses and actors and stuff are kind of bankrolled by the Chinese government.
Yeah,
and they could be forced to write stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because the Chinese government has a stranglehold on the film industry.
So they people think that she was forced to write that.
Right.
You know, like maybe she didn't even have control of her account when that was posted, you know? So it's still up in the air whether or not she actually supports the Chinese government or if she was just forced to write that. But anyway, where was I? Okay, what could Blizzard have done better? I got a lot of words for you. And where do we go from here? Over the past few days, many players, casters, esports fans, and employees have expressed concerns about how we determined the penalties. We've had a chance to pause, to listen to our community, and to reflect on what we could have done better. In hindsight, our process wasn't adequate, and we reacted too quickly. We want to ensure that we maintain a safe and inclusive environment for all our players, and that our rules and processes are clear. All of this is in service of another important Blizzard value: play nice, play fair. In the tournament itself, Blitzchung played fair. We now believe he should receive his prizing of $3,000, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's only $3,000. Yeah. Blizzard has $3,000.
They got a lot more than that, but
we understand that for some, this is not about the prize, and perhaps for others, it is disrespectful to even discuss it. That is not our intention. But playing fair also includes appropriate pre- and post-match conduct, especially when a player accepts recognition for winning in a broadcast. When we think about the suspension, 6 months for Blitzchung is more appropriate, after which time he can compete in Hearthstone Pro Circuit again, if he so chooses. There is a consequence for taking the conversation away from the purpose of the event and disrupting or derailing the broadcast. With regard to the casters, remember their purpose is to keep the event focused on the tournament. That didn't happen here, and we are setting their suspension to 6 months as well. That's insane. Yeah. They didn't backpedal basically at all.
Yeah.
They lifted the suspension a little bit.
He's still suspended. I mean, he gets to keep his prize money, which is nice, but he's still suspended. The casters are still suspended for basically doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
All right, let's say that what's the most they could have done? If it's like they say, hey, do you have anything to say? Yeah, liberate Hong Kong. Okay, moving back on. It's still.
If this happened in America, they would be back on their jobs the next day.
Yeah.
They would be right back.
Yeah.
That's it. They'd go, we're sorry, we messed up. They're back in there. This guy can compete whatever he wants. The casters can talk whenever they want.
Yeah.
However, this happened in China, so they need to show that there's some repercussions to the. Oh, I'm sorry, this happened in Taiwan. They need to show that there's some repercussions to somebody.
Yeah.
To the people who wanted this to happen in the first place. So that's messed up. There's no backbone here.
Yeah.
For an American company. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, you can go fuck yourself. The reason why I had to go through that whole long thing is because part of the story is that Blizzard cancels an Overwatch launch event in the Nintendo store in New York.
Yes.
It seemed like the Nintendo store in New York was really excited about this launch
event.
Also, this launch event was the day after the game launched.
Yeah.
I'll also note, Overwatch came out on Tuesday this week.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in New York at 2 p.m. on Tuesday.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they canceled the launch event because of that. Maybe they wanted to delay the launch a little bit or something. Maybe they had some problems. But no, it was on Wednesday. There was no reason to cancel it at all. So anyway, Nintendo New York tweeted, the first 150 fans to sign up will get to meet voice actors. Oh, no, wait, this isn't the first tweet. I want to read the first tweet because they were really excited about this whole thing. Gather your team and head to Nintendo New York Wednesday, October 16th. That's today. From 4:30 to 5:30 without reservation, and from 5:30 to 7 reservation required for Blizzard's launch event celebrating Overwatch Legendary Edition on the Nintendo Switch. The first 150 fans to sign up will get to meet voice actors from Overwatch from 5:30 to 7. Sign up begins Wednesday. That was last Wednesday. Present your Warp Pipe Pass. You know how that works.
Yes.
At your reserved time upon arrival. You must have a Nintendo account to make the reservation. And then, how long after that was that? Oh, so a few days after that. That was October 8th. And then October 14th, which is 2 days before the event, they said, please be aware that the previously announced Overwatch launch event scheduled for Wednesday, October 16th at Nintendo New York City has been canceled by Blizzard. They're throwing the blame right at Blizzard. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Why the hell would they do that, Will?
Oh, maybe because they didn't want a bunch of angry fans protesting their game because of some stupid crap they're in with China.
I gave them the benefit of the doubt and thought that maybe it was because they were delaying the launch a little bit. But no, it's on freaking Wednesday. No. So there's absolutely no reason for that.
No.
You put an article in here about how it runs, right?
Yes, because that was going to be the next thing.
I thought this... Is this the one that I read?
Well, I saw a couple of articles about this, and this is the one I threw in here.
I don't think this is the one that I read, but I saw one that was like... It kind of dragged it for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, people don't like how the motion controls control.
Right.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Turn them off.
Yeah.
They're like... In addition to the game, like nobody's going to complain about the motion controls on PS4,
right?
Because there are none.
And people are also saying like, oh, it's not as comfortable using the Joy-Cons. You should use the Pro Controller, which is like Doom and all the other first.
Yeah, that's shooters. Just dragging it for no reason.
Here's what I found interesting. So this is the Polygon article. I spawned into the game without a character model. A few
Now that's a problem.
A few of my teammates were there, but the rest of my 6-person squad was also missing their character models. There was a red-orange blob in their place. Sure, that seemed fine. I could still play and move around even without a character model, although I couldn't see or hear anything I was doing. When my team clashed with the opposing side in the middle of the map, most of their team too showed up as orange balls of light. And that was just the beginning. Unfortunately, the Nintendo Switch just couldn't handle the game I love so much. And then there's a picture of the orange balls.
I gotta pull that up. Now that is not what I read.
No.
But the article I read didn't have any technical issues like that. They were
Right.
just complaining about how it was uncomfortable. They didn't even say there were frame drops in the article I read. They said it run at 30 frames per second,
Yeah.
but like, what could you expect? It's a
It was
freaking
about
tablet.
30 seconds into the match before my character model and others appeared. This happened throughout my hours-long Overwatch session, and you can see a time everyone was an orb in the image above. Sometimes only a few teammates were orbs, while other times we were all orbs.
So I think that's the animation of when you spawn, and they just never spawned.
That's insane.
That's like the first frame of the spawn
Yeah.
animation, maybe?
Initially, I played Overwatch on the Switch while docked using a Pro Controller, but I played the game using Joy-Cons in handheld mode as well. The Pro Controller is easily the best option for controls. I found it a bit snappier than the Joy-Cons, which produced noticeable button lag for some reason. So the Joy-Cons have some sort of lag, whereas the Pro Controller doesn't. Which is weird because that's directly connected to the system.
Yes, there is a weird. I don't know exactly what it is, but when I do like tests on input lag for controllers, there's a weird input lag between the Pro Controller and the Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
there's a weird sort of situation happening.
The lag was bad enough that I missed a lot of shots as Zenyatta. Is that my pronunciation? Zenyatta, and also struggled to place my healing and damage orbs. I switched over to Moria, who requires less precision. I was able to do okay despite the lag. Motion controls felt unwieldy using the Joy-Cons. Weirdly enough, the game performed best in handheld mode. Overwatch on Switch runs at 30 frames per second, both docked and undocked, but I found it struggled to run smoothly when playing docked, especially in the game's large team fights. You know, the times when you need to perform the most. You need that performance the most.
I wanted to play it before the podcast so I can talk about it, but I didn't get a chance to. We're going to stream it on Sunday.
Okay.
So check here on Sunday. And there's going to be a big hashtag free Hong Kong right over the gameplay.
Yeah.
Play it.
So yeah, not only is Blizzard embroiled in all this controversy, but
game sucks.
The game sucks. And that's really unfortunate because how many other companies have proved that porting games over to the Switch can be done and done very well?
You know what? I'm just happy it's on the Switch at all.
Yeah.
If there's technical issues that you got to suffer through for some of it, I'm just happy it's on the Switch, you know?
I mean, I'm sure this could possibly be things they could patch out.
If I'm playing Jedi Knight, and my character blips out for a little bit, I'll be like, all right, let me reset the game.
Yeah.
You know, I'll suffer through that for a second just to have Jedi Knight on my freaking Switch.
But I mean, this sounds like it's consistent enough to not be fun.
Right.
That's
if it's
the problem.
Broken, Morphe's Law when that launched, that was just not good. That was broken.
I think also too the fact that this has been on other systems for 3 years and played very well, and now you're bringing it over to the Switch and you didn't optimize it for it.
Right.
You know, compare it to The Witcher.
They had a lot of time to be able to do that.
Compare it to The Witcher, which just came out, and all the reviews are saying that yes, it looks worse, but it plays just as well.
Right.
You know, even something like Mortal Kombat 11, it looks terrible, but it runs at 60 frames per second, you know, no matter what, and it plays phenomenally. It plays just as well as all the other systems do.